Under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adilabu, the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, is delivering critical energy infrastructure to underserved and rural communities, powering homes, supporting local businesses, strengthening public services, and unlocking economic growth.
At the Rural Electrification Agency, we see electricity not just as infrastructure, but as a catalyst for opportunity. That vision drives the Interconnected Mini-Grid Acceleration Scheme, IMAS.
One of the key focus of Rural Electrification Agency is to provide electricity for communities that are without electricity and those that are underserved. The simple logic behind Interconnected Mini-Grid Acceleration Scheme is we go to these areas that are underserved, we deploy the generation plant, connect it with the national grid. During the day, these communities leverage on our plant to provide them with electricity. Then in the night, based on a service level agreement we sign with the distribution companies, they provide them with the electricity.
If you take a census of those who are without access to energy in Africa alone, which is over 300 million people, more than half of those people reside in Nigeria, and more than 90 million of Nigerians live in the rural communities. So the IMAS program fit in exactly into what the energy goals are, which is improving energy access in the rural communities.
With support from the European Union, the German government, and GIZ, IMAS is delivering clean, reliable electricity to rural communities across Nigeria, where power was once a distant dream.
The GIZ team and the Ministry of Power team agreed on how to structure the project. We helped them first of all in the project conceptualization, and then we procured the materials that were required, from distribution poles to PV and solar panels, the batteries, and of course the inverters. We did a technical assistance to follow up with all the things that we needed to procure. So we built capacity, of course, at the end also with the development and implementation of the project.
To document the real impact of this intervention, we set out to hear directly from those whose lives have changed. Across 4 states, we listened, we observed, and we witnessed the power of transformation. In Cross River State, the vice principal shared how consistent electricity is improving learning conditions, helping students reach their full potential.
The solar power gotten from the mini-grid has so helped because the computer teacher now can teach the children very, very well.
Computer is populated, that means somebody must be there to operate it. Is that okay? Yes, sir.
Before the teacher was teaching the student the theoretical aspect of it, and after that, he give them note on the board. But now with the mini-grid, they are now operating the practical aspect. The fan, they are now functioning very well. The internet also is functioning very well.
In Plateau State, a hospital now powers critical equipment through the night, saving lives where darkness once meant danger.
With the coming of this solar, you can even see the sign that is beginning to make our patient to feel comfortable, that to know that this is a place to come to administer care. You are guaranteed of what? Of having a steady light. Unlike before, whereby we can only power gen to some certain times and then put it off. Our patients are going to give a very good story about this facility. I know that for sure.
In Niger State, a metal fabricator and a pure water factory owner are scaling their businesses, employing others and building wealth powered by IMAS.
Gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ nísìn kò sí èyí tí èlò náà iná là ń lò. Gbà tọ́lọ́run ti ní kí kíní ó dé báyìí nísìn yóò máa kù fún àwa náà. Gbogbo owó àbí epo tẹ́lẹ̀ ti ṣẹ́kù nísìn tá a bá kó jọ mọ́ra wọn á tó fi ra iṣẹ́ kúnrin iṣẹ́ tàbí ká lọ open sí ibòmíì. Sẹ́wọ̀n pé gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lo òkè náà nù. Mo ti máa já sàdúrà fún gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ilẹ̀ fún wa yìí.
We get filter now plenty, like 5 motor enter now we go load comot. Before na 1 motor you go take to. Ama now we dey produce well the change dey work.
And in Osun State, a food vendor now preserves her stock, grows her customer base, and earns more, all because solar energy powers her freezer.
nígbà tí wọ́n mú sólà yìí wá inú mi dùn gan-an gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé nǹkan níná tí mi ní gan-an ló rà á sólà dẹ̀ ń gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ wà dédé everything wà òkè ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé fún wa inú àwọn kọ́sítọ́mà tí ń wá gẹ́gẹ́lẹ̀ gan-an ṣì ń wá nípa tàṣẹ pé bóyá wọ́n rí nǹkan tútù mu.
These are not just success stories. They are proof of concept. Proof that energy access fuels education, healthcare, enterprise, and gender inclusion. Together, with the support of our donors and the resilience of our communities, we are building a brighter, more inclusive energy future.
Nigeria took up the rural electrification agenda very seriously and allowed partners, including the European Union, to look at scale. Not just a project here and there, but a complex, a variety of projects that could really allow the power sector to grow organically across the country. Nigeria stands out in this respect.
Beyond contributing to our climate goals and reducing carbon dioxide emissions, this project brings energy to the people. People in rural areas who have no access and therefore also no access for their own human development. Through this project there will be healthcare, there will be education, there will be business opportunities, there will be jobs, there will be a future for the young people in these areas.
In every community we visited, we saw small businesses thriving, children studying longer, health workers operating with confidence, and women leading boldly, all made possible by reliable electricity. From Omifofon to Lambata, from Abokim to Hwande, IMAS is unlocking potential one community at a time.
The Interconnected Mini-Grid Acceleration Scheme had demonstrated REA's ability to galvanize all the different stakeholders towards a common purpose. We continuously design different approach of the interconnectivity. We see a situation whereby in future, interconnected mini-grids or the program like IMAS will strengthen the national grid.
Ba mu taɓa zato za mu samu wutar lantarki a makanga ba a rayuwarmu.
REA is a federal government agency with the sole mandate of addressing electricity access challenge in rural areas and unserved areas.
Before the coming of this upgrade project, we suffer a lot because we are not getting a sufficient power to run our business.
The development of 21 solar hybrid mini-grid for rural economic development implemented by African Development Bank funded Nigerian Replication Project under Rural Replication Agency developed by Upgrade Electric Limited.
Wanda wannan ruwan sanyi wanda za ka sha an ka kai azumi sai an fita an je Kano an siyo kankara.
One critical project that we implemented under the African Development Bank finance component is the minimum subsidy tender, through which we partnered with two partners, specifically Off-Grid and the ACOP. Off-Grid emerged as the best competitively responsive company, and I'm happy to say that I've seen that they have delivered on this project.
A kullum za mu sha mai kamar naira 4,000. Wanda kaga shi mara gaskiya dama baya sallah haske, ko da ba wanda zai gan shi.
Ko ni ban yi ba yara ai suna yi.
The strategic project aims to increase energy access and provide sustainable solutions. Over 300,000 population are impacted, including the numerous productive user of energy. The project is expected to even provide more in the nearby future.
Muna cikin amma yanzu gaskiya Allah ya mana nasibi an fito da mu fili.
Daɗin gabatar da immunization cikin kwanciyar hankali ba tare da mutuwar allurai ba.
Amma sai gashi karo ɗaya a rana ɗaya Allah Ubangiji ya tsamo mu daga cikin mummunan yanayin da muke cikin rashin wuta.
The objective of the Africa Mini-Grids program is to increase the financial viability and expand commercial investment in solar mini-grids across the Africa continent. And the national project in Nigeria, we consider the flag bearer of the AMP program.
This is a project that aligns with the federal government initiative to provide or accelerate the provisions of electricity in the rural areas of Nigeria. The Africa Mini-Grids project aims to empower our agricultural value chains in our last-mile communities where the provisions of electricity is less likely to be available anytime soon.
The Kaduna Mini-Grid isn't just about electricity, it's about livelihoods, dignity, and resilience. Access to reliable power in places like this means that farmers can preserve their harvest, shop owners can stay open longer, and schools and clinics can function more effectively. Projects like this directly support Nigeria's energy transition plan and its commitment to reach net zero emissions while ensuring that no one is left behind. They also align with our regional vision of equitable and inclusive electrification.
The solar mini-grid is actually a blessing to the community. A community like this has never seen any form of electricity power, and in their words, they have given up on electricity.
Abin ya fara starting kamar sati ɗaya zuwa yau, mun ga yadda abubuwan yake ta tafiya akwai ci gaba daga ciki.
Yanzu tunda ya zama sabo ne a wajenmu, na farko dai akwai waɗanda suke injin niƙa har sun fara amfani da shi. Akwai wanda suke yin cajin waya wasu sun fara aiki da shi. Wayansu masu aiki na walda wasu sun fara aiki da shi. Saboda haka akwai masu aikin markaɗe su ma suna da sun fara aiki da shi.
Thanks to the JEF funded initiative and supported by the United Nations Development Program to align with the federal government of Nigeria through Rural Electrification Agency to provide these renewable energy solutions that would increase the quality of life, especially in terms of agricultural value chains in Hawan Memashi in Kaduna State.
Namu community is the biggest, the largest, the most populated community that we have in the entire Plateau Southern Zone. Namu community, as you can see for yourself, is the most agrarian community that we have at present. It is not only Namu community that has serious challenges, but that of Namu on the issue of electricity is very crucial because the people themselves are industrious.
Before now, we use local engines. We use generators to process our rice. The major challenge we face in terms of fueling the machines, there is high cost of gas and high cost of petroleum, which at the end of every operation, we realize less profit. And at times, some of these engines are irreparable.
The challenges that we are having now, the way we are paying the engine people for the money now is very high. But we are hoping that if the solar can do and work for the engine, they will use the solar, at least we'll bring the high price of the engine.
Wannan solar ya zo, zamu ji dadi sosai yadda kamar ana kai nan. Lokacin da zamu fara aiki da shi zamu ji dadi sosai saboda zamu samu abubuwa za su zo mana da sauki. Kuma mu zamu bunkasa nan, kuma nan zai karu fiye da yadda yake.
If you get solar energy now, most of the street will be fixed into light. So before any terrorist go enter, it will be more hard for him because all of the places will be too light. So if you get that solar energy now, it will help up in security problem. The AMP solar intervention will boost businesses very seriously in this very community. By the time this solar energy commences work, you can see some shops around the roadside. People will definitely, you will see tailors will come around here. You will see fabricators around here. Different businesses will come around here because they will want to benefit from this solar intervention. So it will help boost the economy, not just of Namu, not just of Kwanpan, but Plateau State General, I think by extension the entire country. So we are thanking all partners very specially, and we are looking for more. We are asking for more.
In the heart of Ikwa community, Gwagwalada Area Council, a quiet transformation is taking place. For years, this community lived with limited access to reliable electricity, restricting socio-economic growth and slowing down enterprise and its potentials. Today, that story is changing.
Alhamdulillah, coming of this light in our community. Since the creation of the world, we are in the darkness. It is because of the REA that bring this project to our community. Now we are happy. Every place in the night is brighter.
This remarkable renewable energy facility, 100 kilowatts peak mini grid, now provides clean, reliable electricity to over 300 connections across Ikwa world. The Ikwa mini grid is one of the 4 mini grids constructed through the Korean-Nigeria Energy Project, delivered through an in-kind official development assistance from the Korean government. But beyond the numbers, the real impact is found in the people.
Mun samu ci gaba sosai. Sakamakon can ba mukan fama da injinan mu da kuma sauran wahalan mayaga. Amma sakamakon zuwa wutan nan, gaskiya mun samu ci gaba sosai. Yanzu a da haka ba mu da fanka haka, kuma duk firizu haka kayan sun yi sun mana waya. Amma yanzu zuwan nefa nan, gaskiya mun samu ci gaba sosai. Mu kan masu caji mukan samu sauki sosai.
Before we don't have lights, and that thing cost me many things. You get some injection that I supposed to sell in my own shop, but there's no light. I know used to sell it. I bought a new fridge, and I'm using all those injections by myself now. I know I used to go to Nigeria again to rush and buy and use it to my patients. And also I'm sending soft drink. And help this light also bring that one. Before I'm not selling it. I'm very, very happy for the company that bring the light to us.
Da kan dai muna amfani da generator ne, muna siyan petrol muna amfani da shi. Akalla in muna shan 10 liter a rana, yanzu za mu iya shan 3 liter ko 4. kaga mun dan samu sauki fiye da a yadda muke kuma gaskiya alhamdulillah mun gode ba abin da zamu ce sai dai Allah ya saka da alheri kuma mun ji daɗin wannan wuta 100%.
This solar has been helped the facility enough, and even though is more to attract more patients to come in, because during night period, patients may come in, they don't have stress of darkness, they have lights. Then during the labor, women are coming here and also took the labor delivering, because labor work need lights. You can't conduct labor without lights, and it helped me and supports me at the same time. I thank to the Rural Electrification Agency. I appreciate them more and more.
Reliable power has unlocked new possibilities for small businesses, the backbone of Ikwa's local community. Implemented by the Rural Electrification Agency, this project reflects a commitment to people-centered development using renewable energy as a catalyst for economic growth, social well-being, and climate-smart progress. It is catalyzing socio-economic growth through productive use of energy.
After so many years with no light and darkness, today we are here celebrating. As he said, we are celebrating. We have been enjoying this light for more than five months now. 24 hours, no break. The management has performed so wonderfully. The MD, we have to thank you so much and your team. Robochi, today we can compete with everybody, even the villa. After so many years in darkness, Robochi is back.
To complement this effort of Mr. President, the good people of Korean government in partnership with the federal government of Nigeria provided an in-kind support through the Rural Electrification Agency for the deployment of electricity infrastructure in some critical communities in Nigeria, of which Rubuchi and Ikwa are one of these communities. This landmark project in here was designed as a complete integrated energy solution
to the glory of God and for the benefit of mankind. Thank you.
The coming of this solar light to Rubuchi has changed everything generally, because before, in fact, I personally, the first day I set my feet on this Rubuchi ground, I was baffled that how can a big college or a big town like this without lights? The same thing with other staff. Whenever they post new staff to this school, once they reach Rubuchi and they discover that there is no light, majority of them, they will not come back, including coppers. They will not stay, they will just go away. But with this new solar that we now have, in fact, it has changed everything generally. For example, now we can store our perishable item in the freezer, which we have not been able to do before. Last week, we slaughtered a cow. We were able to store it in the fridge, so our fridge is working perfectly well now. To even organize prep in the night, we find it difficult. You know, where there is no light, for you to be able to coordinate the student will be very difficult. But with this light now, we can see everywhere, so there is no way a student can just sneak out of the classroom without being seen or being monitored. That is another thing. Then again, our ICT before, though we have laptop, we have desktop, but we have not been able to use them properly for a very long time. But with the introduction of this light now, anytime we want to use it, the light is always available. Even the issue of our water, yes, you know, generally, Ecom is having the issue of lack of water because of the terrain. Even when you dig borehole to get water, it's always difficult. Now we have about 5 boreholes in the college. Before, we have been managing with 1. But with this light now, we have been able to reciprocate about 3 more boreholes. So we have about 4 functional boreholes on the compound. And the students, in fact, you can see from their faces that they are very happy with the water we have everywhere on the compound now. So water is no more our problem. Even in our offices, before around this time, we stay under the tree because of it, most especially this period. But because we have fans that are working in the offices, we can sit down comfortably in our office and perform our duty without any problem.
This, with the advent of this light now, students sleep in the hostel freely. They no longer come out in the courtyard just looking for fresh air. All of us, not just students, in fact, their confidence is raised. No, not just psychologically, environmentally, they are at ease. Everybody's at ease now. We can easily do things, store things we could never store before. We are so grateful.
So we say a very big thank you to federal government. We want to thank REA for this wonderful project. In fact, personally, I'm very happy. I've been thinking of how I will relocate from Rubochi. Yes, I will not deceive you. But because with the introduction of this line, where am I going? Whatever I want to do in Buhari or Kwali, I can do it conveniently in Rubochi. Before, I only watch telly. Now I can watch telly anytime I want to watch telly. I have water in my house. So what do I need to go outside? The fridge I work, yes.